Session on 4 and 8 mark questions. In this session, I am going to complete the 4 and 8 mark questions of second PUC Business Studies. So in the previous class, we have discussed up to the chapter directing. Now the next chapter, controlling. In the controlling, the first question is importance of good controlling system. First point, accomplishing organizational goals or accomplishing organizational goals and objectives, controlling system is very essential. Judging accuracy of standards, making efficient use of resources in the organization, increasing employee motivation to maintain order and discipline in the organization, and facilitates coordination in action. So these are the elements related to the importance of good controlling system: accomplishing organizational goals and objectives, judging accuracy of standards, making efficient use of resources, increasing employee motivation to maintain order and discipline, facilitates coordination in action. Let us move on the next question. Limitations of controlling. Here limitations means certain constraints. Difficulty in setting and measuring quantitative standards. Little control on external factors, especially technological, political, socio-cultural and economic environmental factors. Resistance from employees, very difficult to employ. Then costlier means expensive. So these are the limitations of controlling. The next question, process of controlling. So in the process of controlling, the first step is setting or establishment of standard performance. Second step, measuring actual performance, means identification and measuring of actual performance of each and every individual. Third step, comparing or comparison of actual performance of employees with the standard performance, or comparing the actual output of employee with the given work. Next, analyzing deviation, then taking corrective actions to overcome the problems or to overcome the mistakes and to overcome certain hindrances in the organization. So controlling process, very important question for 4 mark. Setting of standard performance, measuring actual performance, comparing actual performance with the standard performance, then analyzing of deviation and taking corrective actions. In this last step, management used to take certain measures, certain actions to improve the performance of employee in the organization. Next question, relationship between planning and controlling, very important question for 4 mark. Planning and controlling are inseparable twins of management. Obviously, planning and controlling both are inseparable twins of management. All the activities and projects start through planning and ends with controlling. Usually, the day-to-day activities of the organization and all type of projects used to start by planning and ends with controlling process. Then planning for setting standards and bringing ideas, but controlling for checking the performance of executed work or project. Next, planning is a primary function of management and controlling is the end function of management. This is the relationship between planning and controlling. Planning is a process of thinking in advance about future, but controlling is a process of comparing actual results with the standard performance. Next, planning without controlling is meaningless and controlling without planning is blind. So these are the main aspects to address the relationship between planning and controlling. And even we can mention one more, planning is a forward-looking function and controlling is a backward-looking function. In fact, both are forward as well as backward-looking functions of the management. So next question, state the twin objectives of financial planning. The last chapter, financial management. Here the first question is twin objectives of financial planning. So financial planning means preparation of financial blueprint, or financial planning refers to estimation of required funds to start the business. Here, the twin objectives are to ensure enough funds available at the right time, means whenever funds required, to see that firm does not raise funds unnecessarily to the organization. Means these two are the twin objectives of financial planning. Next question, types of financial decisions. Usually, the finance department or finance department manager go ahead with three decisions. One is financing decision, investment decision, and dividend decision. So, financing decision related to how much capital to be raised from which source, investment decision how and how much capital to be invested on various assets of the organization, and dividend decision related to how much profit, means PAT amount, should be retained in the organization and how much PAT should be declared as dividends to the shareholders of the organization. So these three are the financial decisions: financing, investment, and dividend. The next question is factors affecting financing decision. To take financial or financing decisions in the organization, the finance department manager must consider certain factors. One is cost of finance, flotation cost, then risk or financial risk, cash flow position of the company, then fixed operating cost. So these are the factors need to be considered to take financing decision. Now the next question, factors affecting dividend decisions. Here, amount of earnings, stability of dividends, growth opportunities, cash flow position, then market condition of securities. These are the factors. Factors affecting capital budgeting decision. Here we have three factors. One is cash flow of the project, the rate of return, investment criteria. These three are the main factors need to be considered for capital budgeting decision. Actually, in the investment decisions, right, the fixed capital decisions also called as capital budgeting decisions. The next question is factors affecting fixed capital requirement. Actually, the capital requirement, in that there are two types of capital requirement. One is fixed capital requirement and working capital requirement. So as we all know that each and every business organization require fixed capital as well as working capital to start, run and manage the day-to-day activities of the organization. So your fixed capital, a type of capital which is required for the purchase of fixed assets, and working capital, a type of capital which is required to manage day-to-day activities of the organization, I mean expenses. Now let us discuss the factors affecting fixed capital requirement. First factor, nature of business, then size of operations or size of business, growth and expansion prospectus, then choice of technique or method of production, method of acquiring fixed assets, then diversification plans, amount of promotion expenditure, and level of collaboration. These are the factors need to be considered before taking fixed capital requirement decisions in the organization. Next question, factors affecting working capital requirement of the business. So first three factors remain same: nature of business, size of operations, growth and expansion plans or prospectus. Then business cycle, seasonal factors, credit allowed, credit availed, price level changes, then level of competition, production cycle, then profit level, then operating efficiency of the business. So these are the main factors need to be considered before taking working capital requirement decisions by finance department manager.